Greetings and salutations, internet friends, and welcome back to another episode of the First Time Film Club. My name is Emily, your titular, wink, first timer. This is Matthew, my husband, Cinema Sherpa, and viewer-submitted title, Movie Matster.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Simple and clean.
I like it. That one was submitted by Caffeine Advocate. I, as always, love your name. And of course we have Pippin. He's our cat. He's our cat. He loves naps. Most of the time he naps up here, but sometimes on the floor. So if he disappears, that's where he went. For those of you joining us for the first time, hello. What we're doing here is watching our way through a very long list of movies that typically I've never seen, but that Matthew has. However, this is one of those that neither of us has seen, so we'll be both going in blind on this. Matthew, I know that this is one of our Just Some Superfan Patreon picks. Matt, what are we watching though?
Today we are watching the 2018 biographical drama, First Man. And as per usual, I give you the year, genre, and title. You go in with whatever you already know, then we watch the movie and review it. That's the case for both of us today. So, what do you know?
I'm pretty sure this has something to do with Apollo 11, moon, first man on the moon, I guess. I know it's got Ryan Gosling in it, so that's always a win. That's really all I know. I wore my NASA shirt. That I hope I came prepared.
As prepared as you can be, I guess. Yeah, pretty much same. I know this is about the Apollo program. This is about, I think it focuses mainly on Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon. And I believe it's kind of a biographical about his life. Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Only other thing for first-time viewers is you may see me with my phone in my hand at some point during the movie. That's because I'm taking notes on things to talk about afterwards. And that being said, I'm ready to watch.
Let's go. Just FYI, y'all, I know my eyes look crazy. I'm not sleepy. I'm having massive allergy issues. So just, if I can deal with it, you can deal with it.
Switch light check.
Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. What the hell? It's a very cool shot.
Steely-eyed Rocket Man. They're a different breed.
Yeah.
We show you ballooning, not turning.
Uh-oh.
You're bouncing off the atmosphere.
Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Jesus. Okay, well, you're back in.
Seem to be a tad short.
It's Tad.
I'm down.
I don't know how you fit in the cockpit with those huge balls.
I know. Like, what? How? Okay.
Let me go ahead and make a note.
Okay. 1961. Okay. Oh. Shit. They really starting this movie, huh? What are we, 10 minutes in?
Maybe once Karen starts feeling better, I wouldn't want to move her until then.
Oh, this movie already. Okay.
Why do you think spaceflight's important?
When you get a different vantage point, it changes your perspective. I don't think it'll be exploration just for the sake of exploration.
The Soviets have beaten us at every single major space accomplishment. So we've chosen to focus on a job so difficult, requiring so many technological developments, that the Russians are going to have to start from scratch.
Oh, America.
So instead of here, we go...
Trying to make a point here.
Here. That's the scale.
That's to scale.
Was designed to replicate roll coupling on 3 axes. Stabilize the machine before you pass out.
This is so wild. We just figured out how to go to the moon. Out of spite and competition. You know what I mean?
And a little bit of fear.
Fair enough. Absolutely not. There he is.
Let's go again.
I'm proud of you for making it to the toilet.
She's all yours.
Yep.
Fun ride, eh?
Just thinking about this lecture, kind of neat.
It's kind of neat.
It was about how to rendezvous with the Aegina. It's backwards from what they teach you as a pilot, but if you work the math, it follows. It's kind of neat.
It is neat, sweetie.
It's kind of neat.
It's kind of neat. I want to get a record player.
Okay, that's possible.
That was always allowed.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps we'll sing for our supper.
Neil plays piano?
Neil knows all kinds of show tunes.
Oh, come on.
He was musical director of his fraternity in college.
Oh, wow.
The land of Edgelok.
It's a magical place.
That's college spelled backwards.
I love it. Man, I would have hung out so hardcore with Neil. Like, we would have been friends.
Buzz Aldrin.
Oh.
Chappie.
Chaffee.
Get the Aegina back online. You're probably going to be the first to dock.
Okay. What a perfect dad outfit.
Hey, Ed.
Oh, hi. Can I speak with Neil?
Elliot and Charlie were flying into St. Louis this morning. The 238 crashed on approach.
Shit.
Cernan told me MacLeod cover was down to 500 feet. Probably never saw the building.
Clearly the error was the approach. He was coming in too slow to reach the runway.
You really gonna say that shit here? Well, this movie's just a masterclass on how to make somebody squall, huh?
Has he ever talked to you about Karen, Ed?
Not really, no.
T-minus 1 minute and counting on the Atlas Aegina launch.
Oof. Oof. Thank goodness I'm not claustrophobic. Oh, wait.
Loving the way they're portraying this. Just the claustrophobia, the sound design.
10, 9, 8, 2, 1. Ignition.
The sound design is so good.
Just nuts and bolts shaking and metal squealing. Well, we're up here.
The crew will now attempt to find the unmanned Aegina spacecraft and dock with it.
God, I don't know if I could have my kid listening to this. I couldn't not listen, but I don't know if I could have my kids in the room.
Okay, Jiminy 8, you're looking good on the ground. Go ahead and dock.
Flight, we are docked.
They have successfully docked.
Neil, we're in a bank. It's not us. It must
Shut off the Aegina's control systems.
Oh, shit. Oh! Can you come away from the Aegina?
Yep.
Step away from the Aegina.
Yeah. Jesus.
It's not the Aegina, it's us.
Jesus.
What seems to be the problem?
We're rolling up and we can't turn anything off. We're continuously increasing the left roll.
Jesus.
At that rate, they'll be passing out in about 40 seconds.
Cut off her box.
We certainly have.
Jesus Christ. I don't know what's worse. Oh. Come on.
We're regaining control of the spacecraft. Slowly in RCS direct.
Jan, the ship is stable. They're gonna be all right.
Fine. Turn the box back on.
We've got this under control.
No, you don't. Bunch of boys making models out of balsa wood. You don't have anything under control.
She's not wrong. I mean, like,
It's an oversimplification, but I get it.
But, you know.
Can you go grab a beer at Dave's?
I could use a beer.
Good. Proud of you. Gotta take a break.
Is it true? Deke pulled me aside and told me that him and Gus want me on the crew.
At the first Apollo?
If you hadn't kept cool, you wouldn't be here, and we'd still be asking what the hell happened. This mission was a success. We're full steam ahead for Apollo. I trust you won't mind representing us at the White House.
Okay.
Gives me faith. Makes sense?
Walter's got a new swing set.
Yeah, I noticed it.
We had a swing like that back up in Juniper Hills. Karen really loved it. Guess I ought to be getting home.
I'm just relating a lot to Neil.
How so?
Not talking about things with people.
See how I made you say that? I didn't ask.
Closing hatches now.
Okay, so this is the what?
This is Apollo 1.
Apollo 1. Okay, so it's Ed and...
It's Ed White, Gus Grissom, and Roger Chaffee.
Okay.
Ready for oxygen purge. Guys, you want to hold down the chatter? We're on open mic.
We're supposed to go to the moon, or we can't talk between three buildings.
Yeah.
Half the country doesn't think it's worth it anymore.
We learned to fly only 60 years ago.
Yeah.
We need another minute to get it sorted.
How are we going to get to the moon if we can't talk between three buildings?
What is that? Oh my god.
Hey, we got fire in the cockpit.
Oh god. Oh no, I remember this.
Hey, we got a bad fire!
Oh my god, no.
There was a fire. I think that if a civilization doesn't look out, it doesn't try to expand its horizons, then we're not going to progress as a nation.
A NASA spokesman said the dead astronauts were left in the ship for 4 hours.
Winds are pretty rough today. Keep an eye on your yaw.
Like, that's the thing. In like 8 years, we did this.
Neil.
The ejection seat is the backup. We need to fail down here so we don't fail up there.
Yep.
At what cost? Huh?
At what cost? It's a little bit late for that question, isn't it, sir?
Yeah.
Whether this is the proper thing to do with the public treasury.
What has been the reaction of your friends in this?
I can't pay no doctor bills, but Whitey's on the moon.
It's a big mother.
It's a political rush job. Why else would NASA be sending a rocket that's had one issue after another to the moon?
Thanks for the insight, Buzz.
Yeah.
You think you're going to the moon?
It's been up for grabs since Gus died.
Was Buzz Aldrin really this much of a dick?
I don't know if I'd say that. He got confronted by a guy, kind of ambushed. This is when he was like 70, 80 years old. I can't remember how old he was. Who was basically a big proponent of the moon landing was faked.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and Buzz Aldrin punched him in the face. Because guy was calling him a coward and a liar, and you didn't do that.
Okay.
We'd like you to command.
You telling me this in the turlet?
Yeah.
I mean, thanks, but...
Every flight took on new objectives. We're very grateful to those people who made it possible for us to be here today.
Neil, when you learned you were going to command this flight, were you surprised?
I was pleased.
Okay, but how would you compare this feeling to winning an automobile or being selected as an astronaut?
I was pleased.
It's a responsibility, but it's exciting to be the first. Even my wife is excited.
They got the little astronaut pins.
You're planning on taking some of her jewelry to the moon, Buzz?
Sure.
Sure.
Neil, will you take anything?
If I had a choice, I'd take more fuel.
Neil is trying to compartmentalize and just...
Focus.
Yes.
I thought you were going to talk to the boys.
What did you want me to say?
What are the chances you're not coming back? It's not zero, is it?
No.
You're going to sit them down, and you're going to prepare them for the fact that you might not ever come home.
How long will you be gone?
Well, we launch in 10 days. We'll be up for 8 and then about a month in quarantine.
So you won't be here for my swim meet?
Does anyone have any other questions?
Do you think you're coming back?
There are some risks, but we have every intention of coming back.
But you might not.
Okay. Time for bed.
Oh.
Fate has ordained that the men who went to the moon to explore in peace will stay on the moon to rest in peace. These brave men, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin, know there is no hope for their recovery. Any thoughts?
Sounds fine.
I'm really glad they put that in. We, as the human race, willingly strapped ourselves to rockets and yeeted ourselves into space.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have a crying headache. Oh no. Just thought about Apollo 13 and that kid asking about the door.
Pretty sure that's the abort handle.
Ignition sequence start.
Okay, we're operate 5959.
Ugh. Jesus.
Okay, Houston, we're about to set.
You bring any music?
Here, Buzz.
This is the song he was dancing with her. How long does it take him to get there? 8 days?
Apollo 11 now entering lunar orbit. Your roll should give you a good view in about 2 minutes.
So about 4 days.
Neil, all this food and stuff up here, you want any of that?
No.
What about this chewing gum? You want any of that?
He's just trying to help.
Come back, will you?
Everybody's probably, stressed.
Yeah.
So they might not come back. And while they're gone, Mike's just up there by himself.
Yeah.
Probably the most isolated person
Yeah.
in the world,
Yeah.
in the universe.
Yeah.
Eagle, keep an eye on your descent engine fuel. Continuous burn time is limited to 910 seconds. Over.
It's like, I know what's going to happen on this, but it's just like.
The Eagle is undocked. The Eagle has wings.
You know what I'd like to see? Brain scans of astronauts who have done this kind of work.
1, 0.
Ignition. Program alarm.
What's a 1202 alarm?
I don't know.
Roger, we got you. We're going at alarm.
What was it, though?
Normal. Don't worry about it.
Those boulders are as big as cars. You can't land there. 300 feet down to 3.5.
She's gonna float right over this crater.
Don't even worry about it. We're coming in on fumes. Oh, there's a flat spot. Land there. Hell.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again.
God. I gotta tell you, that little strap don't look strong enough. I need something a little more aggressive.
Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now.
My God. Can you imagine watching this when it happened?
I've been losing my mind.
I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
A desolate rock should not look so beautiful.
Forbiddingly beautiful.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Also, I love they got that little theremin in there.
Yeah.
You know why it looks so beautiful? 'Cause there's no people on it. Well, there's one person on it.
That one guy.
All right, that got me.
It's been estimated that the audience was up in the hundreds of millions, perhaps 400 million for watching this broadcast.
Home sweet home, right?
If this capsule history of our progress teaches us anything, it is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
How would you describe the flight?
Well, I can only say...
Nerve-wracking?
Out of this world.
Congratulations, Jamie.
Damn.
Okay, that was First Man. Your overall thoughts?
If my eyes weren't messed up before, they are quite puffy now. This was a fantastic movie. Subject matter aside, like the cinematography, the sound design.
Oh, that's like the first note I took.
Like
of the very few notes I took, because I couldn't keep my eyes off the screen.
Like you could watch this with your eyes closed and still be just like,
Yeah, from that his opening flight.
Jesus.
Up into orbit, and like, yeah, the whole sound design, everything, it just, so good.
And it didn't stop. Like there was never like not a moment. Like there was a couple of times, like with the kids, you know, you had kind of a little bit of lighter moments, but I mean, those were seconds. Those were just seconds in between the constant anxiety and like this weird, I feel like there's probably some, I don't know, German words. They have like all of the most interesting words for like feelings, right?
Okay.
Like this combination of fear and anxiety and pride and like a sense of nostalgia for an event that you didn't actually witness. That's kind of like all of the things that are combined to make this movie. So yeah, if y'all know the word, maybe it's not German and maybe it's something else, but y'all let me know, what is that feeling that I'm feeling? This was just phenomenal. The cast did such a good job. Even the kids, I don't know which son it was, but the older one.
That handshake.
Ugh, that got me. It hit hard. It came in hard. With the flight, it already puts you at an elevated sense of stress and awe. And then with the daughter, like, there's a lot going on in this movie, but it was really kind of perfectly paced. And you got a sense of the time that was moving, but you also, one of the things I really appreciated is that you really got a sense of the fact that, yes, okay, years have passed, but not that many years. Like, we went from interim testing, essentially, or like introductory testing kind of stuff, to landing on the moon. Because it was like 61, right? The year when he did this when we started the movie.
Yeah.
We did that shit in 8 years. That's bananas. It's bananas, y'all. And, yeah, that movie was great.
It was really great. Trying to get my thoughts together, because there's so many, like you said, there's so much going on in the movie, but it's also so narrowly focused on Neil. Like it's like a character study.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's weird. It feels like the actual space program and the Apollo program and Gemini program were almost like B-plot in a way.
A little bit, yeah.
Like I felt it was way more focused on him as a character and how he handled all the situations.
Yeah.
And how he handled the grief of his daughter.
Yeah.
Which I've never experienced that, but there's a lot of things I think I said a point in the movie that I really relate to this portrayal. People handle grief and terrible, tragic things or, disappointing things in life in very different ways. Yeah. And one of those ways is by just throwing yourself into your work to the point to where he basically became a stranger to his family.
Yeah.
Like that scene at the end where he had to sit down with his boys and tell them he might not be coming back. It was all official.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was like he was talking to a news press conference.
So, and
like you tell he just wasn't there.
And so I think that is certainly very much a defense mechanism because what else do you say? Like how else do you, you can only insure your loved ones so much. Like the reality of the matter is you are strapping yourself to a rocket and hurtling into space to land on a desolate rock.
For the first time in history.
Yeah,
nobody's done this before.
Yeah. Like I don't know if I'll come back. And I can't imagine how I might have explained that any differently. And that was one of the things I said towards the end was I really want to see sort of like the brain scans or like how the hell does somebody's mind work like that? Being put, and not necessarily just astronauts, but anybody in like these super intense high stress positions that you are physically
so in control of yourself that you can
that you don't pass out, that you can manage to do massively complicated math while you're spinning in the ether.
I love the speaking of that. Speaking of the being a stranger to his family and how he deals with grief, also that leads into the ending of the movie, him being in quarantine and Janet being on the other side, and he still didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
He did in his own way, but it was like even after accomplishing what up to that point and may still be the greatest accomplishment of mankind, stepping on the moon and coming back, there's still this barrier between them because he hasn't actually really dealt with his grief like in a healthy way.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the word. I think a couple of times I said the ability to compartmentalize, it's impressive, but it's also like kind of devastating that that we as humans are able to kind of like just shut certain parts of ourselves off to protect ourselves from those feelings, And and that's what he did. You throw yourself into your work, you throw yourself into anything but confronting that grief.
Yeah.
And it's wild. So I loved the ending. I'm really glad that was where they ended it.
And I love the whole movie.
Oh yeah,
From the morning of the launch, when they're like going up, getting in the capsule, to when they land and it opens and the camera sweeps out and just goes dead silent. That whole everything was perfect. But speaking of being able to compartmentalize everything, I love the sequence with the Agena and the docking and the rotating. Because
no, I can't. I'm doing too much.
Being able to you're in space, you're in this spin. Like everything's like things are going wrong, and you have the ability to still your nerves and work through it.
Yeah,
like I said, they're a different breed.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I want to see what that looked like, what that brain looked like.
The other thing I like that this movie did, well, I feel it did very well, was show. It's hard to explain because a lot of other movies about going to the moon or space exploration, they're not quite as grimy. Like the spaceship looked greasy and grimy and dark and
dented, and the thing looked not stable.
It was dark and grimy, and the sound design, the claustrophobia. I loved all the shots from inside the capsule. Everything was close up, so you got that sense of claustrophobia. You had the creaking and groaning of the bolts and the metal and everything.
The squealing. So one thing, this may sound dumb, but I really, really, really liked that they weren't afraid to showcase the darkness. You had full moments, like I don't know if it was like a full minute, but it was extended scenes of just darkness, or you could barely see just this glimmer of something like an edge of a helmet, and I really like that because, like you're saying, it puts you so much more like immersed in
what they were going through, like the sheer terror that is like this early space travel, and even still now. And the other thing I really liked is that they didn't shy away from, or they really showed how dangerous and how many people gave their lives in this, like, in pursuit of this goal.
Yeah. And another thing kind of on the same vein is I really appreciated that they showed they didn't focus on it necessarily, but they didn't disregard the political situation that was a part of the early space program, because we spent so much money on this. We spent so much money and so many lives were lost. And you do, from sort of an objective point of view, you sit back and you're just like, what's the point? We're going to space, great. But like, what does that do for me to help me, feed my kids, help me pay my rent? Because those statements weren't wrong. Like, there are better ways that we could spend this money, like, to help me right now. But also, like the interview they showed with Kurt Vonnegut was, I think a better way would be to make a livable New York. Yeah, you're not wrong. That is a great use of that money. But there's also a point that we have to look at it from, like, it's the bigger picture, right? It is we as the human race are expanding ourselves. We are learning more. We're going further. And that is the thing about, like, space exploration that gives me that feeling, that German feeling, I gotta figure out what that is. Like he was saying in his interview for the
astronaut program.
Yeah. Essentially, it's not just exploration for the sake of exploration. It's to change our point of view.
Yeah.
And
he said once you're up there and you see it, like, it's different from on the ground.
Yeah.
It really changes your perspective. And he doesn't know what it'll be, but it's not exploration just for the sake.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I get excited about. I'm not going to cry over that. But,
yeah, you will.
I mean, I might, but I don't know. This movie was just dang. It hit me hard. I think I wound up going through like 6 tissues. Yeah,
you got a whole wad over
I do. I have a nice little gross pile.
There were some parts that hit me, and like I knew were coming up, so it didn't hit me as much, like the Apollo 1.
I forgot the number. I knew it happened, but
like when they were talking, when it was him and Gus, and they went for the beer, and they're like, they want Gus be on the moon, and you're on his crew, so that means you, Ed, are going to be a part of that, like, flight crew. It hurt. It's like,
I think
I know what's happening.
I think that they filmed that kind of perfectly too. You saw just enough inside to know just how bad it was, but then when they pulled away to the exterior shot, God! And then they said that they had to leave him in there for 4 hours. So yeah, this movie is a doozy.
Oh yeah.
Did you take any notes or?
Very few, and most of them we went over.
Talked about.
But yeah, the part that got me emotionally was at the end when he threw his daughter's bracelet into the crater, because I have not heard that story, so I don't know if that's.
I Googled it in our little break in between. As far as like the NASA historian article that I read, he did not take any memorial mementos. Apparently there were some other things.
I know he took some things with him, like something from his college fraternity, his astronaut pin,
some coins, I think, or something. I
think some of his wife's jewelry.
Yeah. But nothing, no memorial.
I'd never heard of the story about his daughter's bracelet. True or not, it was a very beautiful moment in the movie.
I think that was really, really, and I think that was, at least for the movie's part, his way of kind of releasing the grief, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very poignant, very, very beautiful.
Yeah. You want to give it a rating?
Yeah. I'm thinking real hard about it, and I'm trying to figure out.
Ooh, this would have been so good to see in theaters.
I'll be honest, my gut reaction is a 10 for this one. Like, this is a good movie. What about you?
Thinking, yeah, I'd give it a 10. This is great. I mean, because I like, this gonna sound goofy, but growing up and watching Star Trek: The Next Generation and space and exploring, like boldly going where nowhere's gone before, got me interested in that, and then get me actually interested in NASA to look up things and like learn about the like actual space program and Apollo. That's why I say I knew some things about his life and I just didn't want to say. And like, oh yeah, it's a personal interest of mine.
Okay, yeah, I don't think that's goofy. I think it's precious, and I love you. You know who else I love? Pippin. Hey there, Sleepy.
No.
We get them beans.
Why?
Gonna get them because they're cute and pink.
So well.
I know, but I need you to do some work, Puddin'. So, what would you rate this one? All right then. He says 10 Armstrong beans.
Oh.
Okay, so there you have it. 10 Armstrong beans. Y'all, let us know, what would you rate this one? Have you seen this? I really hope that you didn't watch this if you haven't seen the actual movie. If you did, though, do yourself a favor, watch the actual movie. This is a 2 hour and 10 minute movie, basically. There's no way that I can cut this down for YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
To make it make any real impact near as much as what the real movie does. So watch it and then tell us what you think. Also, as this is one of those that neither of us had seen before, do any of y'all have any additional information, background, tidbits, especially for this, when it's kind of like is this considered a biopic, or is this
it's a biographical drama?
Okay. Yeah, y'all let us know. And if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like the video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. We'd greatly appreciate that. That's all from me. I'm gonna go wash my face and maybe cry a little more. I don't know. We'll see. The day is young. Anything else from you?
I'm good.
Pippin is. He's going back to sleep. Y'all, take care, and we will see you next time with another First Time.